by law, a trustee is a fiduciary who's supposed to act in the best interest of the beneficiaries of the trust that we create at Morgan Legal Group. Unfortunately, we have a lot of clients that come to us with trustees that are breaching their duties to their beneficiaries, whether it comes to stealing money from the estate, stealing money from the trust, not giving the beneficiaries distributions or giving them money to live on, using the money for their own gain, underperforming assets. Losing money is a big one, where the trustees invest in high-risk investments and end up losing all of the trust corpus or the property in the trust. So it's extremely important that you not only pick the right trustees, but the powers that the trustees have are equally important. Giving them broad latitude on the one hand is good because it doesn't limit them with respect to what they're able to provide for your kids or whoever you decide your beneficiaries are. But on the other hand, it does give them full reign to do whatever they want with your money. And that can be equally dangerous as restricting them and only allowing them to distribute for certain things or give your children and grandchildren money for certain things. A perfect example is I had a client come in this month whose parents had created 10 different trusts. They had 4 children. In those trusts, they had a couple of trusts created for each child. They had a couple of trusts created for their grandchildren. They had their family trusts, and what ended up happening is they trusted one person to be trustee of all of these trusts and gave him full latitude, no restrictions at all with respect to what he could and could not do with these trusts. My client today is destitute, even though in her trust there's roughly no less than 20 to 30 million. Her trustee is not giving her money, not investing her money, amounting to waste of the assets. And the money that he is investing is losing because he's investing it in high-risk investments. So her 20 to 30 million can end up being zero without her seeing a dollar in the next 10 years. On top of that, what he's doing is he's consolidating these trusts. So there's something called decanting. And decanting is when you transfer trust property from one trust to another trust. So what this person has done is taken these 10 trusts that the parents had initially set up for separately for their children, for their grandchildren, for themselves, and consolidated all of them into 3 trusts, if not 2. And essentially now he's running these trusts like a dictator. The children can't get any money without his say-so. The grandchildren can't get any money without his say-so, and they're completely powerless. And on top of that, their assets are underperforming. And at Morgan, and had she not come to us for help, she would have been in this situation for the rest of her life. Furthermore, he's refusing to tell her how much money she has in her trusts, what he's spending her money on, how much he's paying himself to run the estate, to run the trust. And these are all things by law that a trustee is required to disclose. So had this client not come see us, she would still have not held her trustee accountable. He would still be blowing through her money, and she would still be living penny to penny, even though there's tens of millions of dollars that her parents left for her in her trust.